Today, I want to discuss why education is on the brink of leaving professionals handicapped. So first, I want to tell you a short story. When I was a child, my favorite toy was a remote-controlled track car set. I don't expect you to know what that is. So let's say it's a micro version of London Underground, because it was based on tracks that, using battery, allowed small cars to move across the circuit as long as they are on the track. I used to love so much this toy because cars were fantastic. And my curiosity led me to disassemble many of my cars, break most of them, but also led me to break boundaries by finding a way of letting them move independently across my home using additional wires and battery. And I kept this curiosity and this will of making things better for life. 15 years ago, one of the most important decisions of my life was based on one word: optimization. Based on this word and my will of making things better, I chose my bachelor degree. At that point of my life, optimization meant to me a way of improving products or processes across organizations. Frederick Taylor was my role model because of all his contributions on productivity published in his Principles of Scientific Management. He is the person who said, we can treat work as science, we can study it, we can analyze it. So together with his stopwatch, he was going around measuring timing each single activity in order to recognize and standardize it in the most efficient way. I used to be very rational at that time. And just like him, I used to believe that numbers and metrics could lead me to every solution I needed. 6 years ago, I flew from Peru to the Netherlands because I was hired for an optimization project in the warehouse of the company. I was doing a time study using tools I learned at university of operations performed by group of operators. And I noticed something. They didn't know what the aim of my presence was, nor the aim of the project. And that did not help. People were anxious, people were stressed, and at the end of the day, the data collected was wrong. So I came to my former manager to ask for some support, and he told me, Daniel, you should consider that for any optimization project, 30% has to do with the process, and 70% has to do with the people. 30% has to do with the process, and 70% has to do with the people. So that day, I felt that I discovered a new universe. And I was not the only one who did it, because the scholars who actually discovered people in factories were those who conveyed the Hawthorne studies. By that time, I'm talking about 1930s, people used to go to factories to work, and they were considered an extension of machinery. Industrial men were less important than their production than productivity. So the results of these studies conveyed by Elton Meyer and Fritz Rotelsberger were revolutionary because they found a relationship between work satisfaction and productivity. So going back to my anecdote, that day I felt that I discovered a new universe, but also a gap in my education. Because I felt that I was prepared only for the 30% in my engineering studies. Basically, I learned 30% based on the process management. So I was lacking the 70% portion related to the people skills. And that's why I'm here in London. So today, I'm standing in front of you as an industrial engineer and a candidate of the Master of Science of Organizational Behavior here at LSE. And my will is to convey and to show you my new meaning of the word optimization. So first, I would like to share with you some external definitions. Dictionaries define optimization as It's the process of making the most of something. And on the other hand, I asked 55 of my friends, what is your personal definition of optimization? So I received 55 sentences, more or less 540 words, and I compiled all them in an image like this. In a sense that the greater the frequency of the word, the greater the size of it. The greater the frequency of the word, the greater the size of it. So it means that some important words, or some popular words, were best, more, make, things, efficiency, effectiveness, process, maximize. And you know what? The most important word, the most popular one was something. Only 3 out of those 55 sentences referred in a sense to people. Can you see? Those small words, they're actually someone and people. Those are the only 3 definitions that actually refer to people, and I would like to share them with you. So let's review them. The first meaning is make things better without affecting other people. The second meaning is making someone, something, or a situation better than it was before. And the third one, and my most favorite one, is to try hard every day for the best version of yourself in order to serve the best version of something bigger than you. Beautiful. So now I would like to share with you my new meaning of the word optimization. To maximize benefits, minimize costs, and take care of the well-being, emotionally, physically, intellectually, of the people involved in the process and or those affected by it. So now I would like to share with you a short video brought from Hollywood to LSE. So how can we optimize without considering people? They are key in the process of optimizing, and they can be affected by it too. Change is among us, and optimization seems to be an need for many. Education is on the brink of leaving professionals handicapped. I argue this because I feel that my engineering education prepared me only for the 30%, so to speak, to deal with the process management. Therefore, new recent graduate engineers are handicapped because they don't realize that they only have 30% of the 100% of the skills they should have. On this point, Batilana and some other scholars argue that to cope with change, leaders need actually both people skills and also management skills, in a sense that they can communicate the need for change, mobilize people towards the change, and also evaluate the change during the implementation. So be aware that I'm not saying that if we focus in the majority, so to speak, in that 70% related to people skills, we will succeed. No. In fact, 2 years ago, a former manager assigned me a group of 3 analysts to lead. And I was very excited. I was very happy about that. Because I wanted to become that leader, that motivating, inspiring, visionary leader that all my favorite leadership books and also my TED Talks appear to suggest. And that's what I did. I actually focused on the vision. I focused on coaching them. I focused on trying all my best to develop their skills. But at the end of the period, our results as a team were average to poor. And that was very frustrating. If I were not an engineer, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. So no matter how important that 70% is, it is the 30% that makes that 100% of the optimization equation.